Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. Guys, I want to talk about this kid, Jaylen Wright. Man, this rookie right here, a lot of people have been excited for him. A lot of people have heard the news leading up to the draft, when the Dolphins selected him, and how he's been performing in the preseason training camp. Now we have preseason week 1 under the belt, and I'm sure it came by no surprise, but maybe just a little bit how great Jaylen Wright was, man. I mean, I was absolutely impressed, man. He finished with 55 yards and a touchdown on 10 carries. This dude looks explosive as hell, man. You talk about a team that already has enough speed, you would think, with guys like Hill, Waddle, Achane, Mostert. You add this guy and Jaylen Wright, and I was interested. I wanted to see, how did this young boy, how's he going to do with the reps? I mean, did you see that? I was highly impressed. First of all, the speed is something to notice right off the rip. I mean, you kind of saw him get into trouble a little bit, zigzag all the way around for positive yardage, and he just doesn't go down easily. That's another thing. This dude doesn't go down easily. He is fast as hell, and he's really shifty and can just bounce in between tackles, which I love to see. And he is hard to get down. Like I said, he fights for the extra yardage. Those are things that I noticed with Jaylen Wright after the first preseason game. Now, I know it's just one preseason game, don't get me wrong. So I'm not here to give him all the flowers just yet. I kind of want to see if he doubles up against Atlanta and how he does in that final preseason game against Washington to kind of notice where we are. But, man, I have to give flowers and credit where credit is due. Week 1 of the preseason, he just surprised the hell out of me. I knew the talent was there. But, man, when you're seeing a guy just run through holes the way he was, he's not easy to get down either. Fighting for extra yardage and then the speed and just that little pass to the side where he was just in trouble. I mean, to do that, you don't want to see a guy get into trouble, but he was kind of throwing a grenade. And the fact that he made something out of nothing and not pick up a loss of yard just shows a lot of what's expected. And obviously get into the end zone. That obviously gets you enough credit, at least on my YouTube channel. But shout out to Jaylen Wright, man. I really think he's going to be a problem, man. As you know, this Dolphins running back room already has Achane and Mostert. But you guys know, Mostert is not a guy who is consistently healthy, although he was fairly healthy last year until the end. But look at Achane as well. He has some injury history as well. Mike McDaniel is going to probably implement all these 3 guys, but it's up to Wright to show if he's ready to go, and that's going to be big for him in preseasons week 2 and 3. But I absolutely love what I see from the kid, man. I really think that if one of those guys goes down above him and you place him, I don't think you're going to miss much, man. And I know it's early. I want to pump the brakes, but I think Jaylen Wright is going to be a problem. You cannot teach a lot of those things. You can't teach speed. You can't teach somebody's will to not want to go down, and you cannot teach a lot of the things that I've seen so far in Jaylen Wright. But besides Jaylen Wright, I want to talk about some other guys, man. These are my standouts from week 1 of the preseason. Hats off goes to Patrick Paul. He looked pretty great out there. Patrick McMorris, Jaylen Wright, and Jason Sanders. Patrick Paul, I mean, the dude is a beast, man. He is a beast. He's only going to develop and get better. I really want to see what happens with week 2 and week 3. But I love what I saw from Paul, first of all. I mean, the dude is huge. He has potential, and I absolutely love what I saw. Jason Sanders, he gets his flowers. Why? Because, I mean, the first opening kick was like a 50-plus yarder, and then he made like a 41. Listen, Dolphin fans, all right, we've seen Jason Sanders miss some field goals. We've seen him have us, a lot of Dolphin fans probably sent to the hospital with a heart attack. Listen, myself, I freak out every single time Sanders goes up for a field goal. So the fact that you actually saw him drill some in preseason week 1 gives you some optimism. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's the Sanders we know when we gave him the contract. That remains to be seen. But listen, I feel better knowing that he made the field goal instead of missing the field goal. So I give him credit for that. Another guy, Patrick McMorris. Dude, he is a guy who I had no idea about, to be honest with you. But when I'm watching preseason games and I'm seeing our defense get into situational stuff, for example, goal line, right? Inside the 5 were the Falcons. How are the Dolphins going to do? Are they going to stop them on a turnover on downs? What are they going to do? And I saw Patrick McMorris make some plays. He got a key pass deflection, and he made some key freaking plays that I'm like, damn, who is this kid? Let me look this kid up. And he had a pretty solid game, had a tackle for a loss in there, had a couple tackles in there. And obviously that little, that goal line, his goal line defense there was something that I honestly was very impressed with. Also, there is another tweet with some stats here from Fins Extra. Shout out to Fins Extra. Jaylen Wright, like I mentioned, 10 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Tanner Connor, 3 receptions, 70 yards. Like to see that. And my guy, Patrick McMorris, like I mentioned, 8 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and the pass deflection. That pass deflection was key, like I mentioned. That was in some goal line work, which you love to see. Those are big time stops right there. When you're able to really get a stop with that short field there, preventing a team from scoring, I like to look at those things when it comes to preseason. Those things matter to me. It's not just your regular traditional pass deflection. It's a pass deflection inside, stopping, preventing a score. Those things matter, Dolphin fans. Those things matter. Channing Tindall, that's right. 6 tackles, 1 sack, and a tackle for a loss. What do you make of that? I'm not making much out of that, to be honest. I need to see more. Tyndall has been a little bit of a disappointment to me thus far, but those are my standouts. Obviously, it's also, forgot here. Skylar Thompson, I'm not too pleased with his performance. Mike White, even worse. Listen, when it comes to Skylar Thompson, I think Skylar is who he is. I don't think that he's climbing up. He is what he is. He's not getting better. It's just, do you want to deal with that as a backup, or do you want to look somewhere else? To be honest, I'm hearing a lot of different names out there. Mike White is another guy. I don't think he's going to get better. He had a nice little stint with the New York Jets, but other than that, these 2 backup quarterbacks, I think, are really mid, and we are in trouble if Tua gets hurt. God forbid he gets hurt. I don't think he will. He's shown durability last year, which you like to see, but those quarterbacks right there, I'm not sure if I'm as high as I was last year on them. That's all I'm saying. I know there is part of the fan base that really likes Skylar Thompson, but I really just don't see him getting any better than what he has shown so far. I think, those preseason hype a couple last years, I think that's over with, man. I really do. I think the Dolphins should look somewhere else. It might be a little bit too late because you have to, introduce a whole new system. So you might roll out with these 3 guys, but I really hope that Skylar has a better performance week 2 and 3, and so does Mike White, because we need that. We need a little security blanket, because Tua has history. Obviously, we hope nothing happens, but you want to have at least a solid backup quarterback. And what we saw against the Atlanta Falcons was not solid quarterback play. So hopefully we see that. And like I mentioned, week 2 and week 3 of the preseason is going to be quite telling. We want to see some of those guys double up on those good performances, and we want to see the guys who had bad performances, Mike White, Skylar Thompson, have better ones. Let me know what you guys think about my standouts. Let me know how you feel about Jaylen Wright, man, and what are you expecting to see on week 2 of the preseason? Will Tua play? Will he not play? Do you want to see him play? Let me know what you guys think on the comments below, and make sure to hit that thumbs up button to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't. Catch you guys later.